If you've got one thing to do, you should just do it. But how do you define a thing? That's all I've got is one thing to do. Clear the backlog. How do I define? I'm not going to, it sounds like I'm going to be all obnoxiously searching. No, I'm not. I'm just, how do I explain sidetracks and focus and all that fun stuff? This is margin 37. Focus, go faster. Focus, faster. Focus, faster. You have one job. Do the one job. It's Monday, November 27th, 2023, 4 a.m. Eastern, something Pacific Mountain Standard, Australian Eastern Standard, Eastern Daylight. My only job is to clear the backlog. That is the thing that this business needs. It is the only thing that this business needs. It's represented as a list of steps, or it's captured by a list of steps. And that list can grow and shrink. Okay, so where are we at? Yesterday I put up 10 hours. My 7-day average is 7.9 hours, but that's like over, a holiday period. So, it would be higher, but, Thanksgiving and go blue and all that stuff. I had a couple of sidetracks. One of my trusted advisors keeps asking me every time I talk to him, have you put out any shorts, like highlight reels, basically, like TikTok style highlight reels? And I was like, no, I haven't, for a couple of reasons. One, it's like I'm not quite ready to get on TikTok. I don't know how I want to do that or if I want to do it. And it would, require some work. What am I doing here? What am I doing? I'm just talking to nobody. I'm just pushing buttons like it doesn't matter. So I started looking into that, and that was probably a couple of an hours, 1.5 to 2 hours. That wasn't a sidetrack. Like it wasn't silly, but it was like, this is not the right time to do that. I do not need to get onto TikTok. I am not ready for TikTok. I can't even push the right buttons. I need to push buttons. So there was that. And then for about 20 minutes, I was looking for a monitor riser because I'm looking down at my main monitor here, but you do that for 10 hours. By the way, 10 hours is like no BS keyboard time. I'm not talking like I'm walking around thinking or talking about the business and its problems. Like 10 hours in this damn chair, which is why I started looking for the VESA riser for this monitor, so that like I need to be looking at you, dear camera watcher, dear video watcher, podcast listener. I don't have to look at you. You don't have to look at me. That's the more merciful thing. But my monitor can't be where my line of sight is during live stream. So I was looking into it. That was a sidetrack. But otherwise, most of those 10 hours, maybe somewhere between 8 and 8.5 of them, were on the right things. And I did. Okay, so now let's talk about what I did. As if I did some things. Gosh, push the right buttons, bro. Be careful. I just kept notes. That's all I'm going to do. We're at 3 minutes. I don't have time for anything right now. Go faster, you son of a bitch. That was the first note I made to myself. Another thing I wanted to add, I shortened the list. I did do the next fastest thing, trying to avoid task saturation, CF Bustamante and margin segment number 33 on that one. I did shorten the list, but we'll see later on. The list is a moving target. I thought about opportunity is the way we do, is the why we do things and do valuable work better. I can't go into that, but I'm just making notes to myself here. The uncanny valley is the opportunity. Go faster, you bastard. Makes me think of the Eminem lyric, I bully myself because I make me do what I put my mind to. That always stuck with me. It was from Rap God. I really like that. And it made sense to me. But I do not do a good enough job bullying myself. There's a text basis for every task. I don't know if I've talked about this. That's not supposed to be like that. No, damn you. Text basis is use cases. If you look into like the history of use cases and what they should look like in software, ultimately they reduce to textual basis. But I haven't talked about that, so I'm not going to go into that. That's a note to self. It's me. I'm the problem. It's me. If you're a Taylor Swift fan, definitely it was clear to me that I'm not going fast enough. And what I mean by that, I do hard work, but I don't work hard. I can go into that, but this is what I wrote, because when I hit long, slogging drudge work, I downshift to a much slower pace, rebelling against it. But when do I do the right thing? Running upstairs. I always run upstairs. I don't know why. I'm impatient with stairs. I don't like walking upstairs. I run upstairs unless there's like people watching. But in my house, it right up every time. I will do that until my body no longer allows it. And it's not like, oh, I'm trying to get exercise. Nope. I'm not patient with stairs. But that doesn't really count because that's not like long slogging drudge work. So not running up the stairs. When I do compulsive searches for things, like I'm trying to solve a problem or trying to find a thing, that I will do long slogging, but it doesn't feel slogging. It's like I'm addicted to the tantalizing possibility that I might resolve the tension. Whenever I get regular small rewards doing long tasks, that I'm thinking of when I did the Retraice scripts parsing of the hex of a logic file that took, it just took forever and it was a lot of stuff, but I enjoyed it. I felt good. It was no problem doing that. And then long tasks that don't seem long at the beginning, but then become sunk cost things. So like you've gone this far, like you can't stop now. That's a supposedly logical fallacy. I don't know if I strictly agree with that. Okay, so what's the text basis of the desert mountain range problem? When in doubt, write it out. When in doubt, write it out. That helps. If you've got a problem or a task or something you're trying to solve, write to yourself, but not verbosely and not gratuitously. The desert mountain range problem is this. I should have talked about this before, but at some point, because it's so significant in business, in entrepreneurship, as far as I can tell, it's this sense that you get to the top of the mountain that you're climbing, and when you're going up there, like, I can't wait to get to this top of this mountain, man. It's all going to be different when I get to. And then you see, when you get to the top, you see more mountains. You have more mountains to go, as far as the eye can see. So your mountain is tall, but it's not taller than the next. It's not tall enough to see over the next mountain. All you can see is the next mountain. I had this experience with my dad. When I was like a little kid, we were at Sleeping Bear Dunes in Michigan. We went up the first one, like, oh, that was hard, and then it's like, oh my gosh, we got more to go, and that has forever been a useful life experience. But I call it now the Desert Mountain Range because it's way worse than the Sleeping Bear Dunes. This startup has been that way for years now. Every time I get to the top of a mountain, I just see more mountains. Okay, if you're going through that, I feel you. The solution is to write it out. That's not a solution. I don't know. I just wrote that down because it does help it out, and it's catchy. When in doubt, write it out. Problems are complete statements. Questions are incomplete statements, missing the piece that, if found, would solve a problem. That's me stuff. Don't worry about that. I lengthened the list. So I just talked at the beginning how I shortened the list. You got a list. You got a task saturation. You got 10 things. Do the thing that takes the least amount of time to shorten the list, to reduce your emotional turmoil and get back into a good state of thinking and blah, blah, blah. Okay, so I did. I shortened the list, and then it got longer because what is the thing? It's like you got one thing to do, and you think just do the thing, but that thing, how do you define a thing? It's like composed of sub-things and branching things and detours, and maybe if I do this detour, I'll end up doing the original thing faster, and it's just so much harder than... So I lengthened the list. Fast is a relative term, relative to real deadlines that we don't know are coming, that really matter. And we need to connect faster with Agile's... what is it? Oh, crap, I forgot to finish this note. With Agile's... I don't know, I'll finish it later. I need to make money. Note to self. It's just this horrible, pressing feeling that permeates my life. What is my dollar per hour rate currently? 0. Okay. That's enough of that. Recap. Focus. Go faster. Focus and go faster. You're a solopreneur. You're an entrepreneur. You're thinking about... Desert mountain ranges are coming for you. Focus, go faster, whatever it takes. Do whatever it takes. Learn about yourself. Know thyself and know thine enemy. The desert mountain range. Focus and go faster. We'll pick it up tomorrow. Signing off.